have any instructions?
Yes, this evening you will receive a 15-minute mark warning. The contest is at 17. That's your time, and anything over that is a penalty. Two judges here will be participating this evening, therefore you can count them in the voting. And also, you may see business that has transpired earlier in the year. You will have 1 minute to look at the cards, and at the conclusion of the 1 minute, then I will give you the okay to officially start your meeting. So at this time, you may look at your cards. We will have to make one minor adjustment, simple gesture time. You may begin.
The meeting room will come to order. We're now holding a meeting of the Boonville FFA chapter. Mr. Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they are at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times, and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
Order stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the states of Alaska to Puerto Rico and from the states of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington,
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just like Washington kept his promises, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice is based off true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Mr. Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we will be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 7 members, 3 judges, and 1 guest president. Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes, I now declare this meeting of the Boonville FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention any matters which may now properly be presented. Is there a secretary's report?
Mr. President, as of April 16th, 2015, our regular meeting of the Boonville FFA was called to order at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, March 11th, 2014, in the Boonville High School Agriculture Room by President Ian Rudolph. Opening ceremonies were conducted. There were 10 members present, giving quorum, and 2 guests. The minutes of the March meeting were read and approved. The treasurer's report showed a balance of $4,500. There was no unfinished business. New business items included a motion to purchase an FFA tractor made by Justin Curtis. It was moved to lay the motion on the table. The motion passes. There being no further business, the meeting was adjourned at 8:01 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Cody Holder, Secretary, Ian Rudolph, President.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, they're approved as read. Is there a treasurer's report?
Mr. President, as of April 16, 2015, beginning balance on hand as of January 31st, 2015, $4,500. Receipts donation from Warwick County Community Foundation, $200. Total receipts, $200. Disbursements, preparation meals, materials for livestock and dairy CDE, $300. Total disbursements, $300. Closing balance on hand as of February 18, 2015, $4,400. Respectfully submitted, Sam Talley, Treasurer, Ian Rudolph, President.
The treasurer's report is for your information and your information only, and is subject to be audited at a later date. Are there any committee reports? Are there any special features? Is there any old business? Is there any new business?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Travis.
I move the chapter allocate $500 toward landscaping to the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded that the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. It is debatable, it is amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President.
The chair recognizes Travis.
This is a wonderful idea, seeing that landscaping these grounds would bring more life to those grounds, encouraging people to go there. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President.
The chair recognizes Cody.
This is a wonderful idea, seeing that it would brighten up the community. Therefore, I encourage everybody to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Katie.
this is a wonderful idea because it gives people the opportunity to get out and make a difference in their environment. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Sam.
this is a great idea because it will brighten up the fairgrounds and the school grounds. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Cody.
I move to amend the main motion by striking out the number 500 and inserting the word 200. So the new motion now states the chapter allocate $200 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to amend the main motion by striking out the word 500 and inserting the word 200, so that the new motion now states the chapter allocate $200 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. It is debatable, it is amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Cody.
this is a great idea, seeing that we can afford $200 better than $500. Therefore, I encourage everybody to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Jennifer.
this is a terrible idea, seeing that $200 would not commit to everything that we need to do at the county fairgrounds. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote against this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Adrian.
this is a wonderful idea, seeing that $200 is perfectly fundable from our chapter. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Motion fails. 5-1. We're now back to the main motion that the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. It is debatable, it is amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Jennifer.
this is a fantastic idea, seeing that it would give people community service. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Adrian.
I move to extend the limits of debate to 2 for and 2 against.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to extend the limits of debate to 2 for and 2 against. It is not debatable, it is amendable, and requires a 2/3 vote. Are there any amendments? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please stand. All opposed? Motion fails, 5-1. We're now back to the main motion that the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. It is debatable, it is amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Sam.
I move to recess this meeting for 15 minutes.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to recess the meeting for 15 minutes. It is not debatable, it is amendable, and requires a majority vote. Are there any amendments? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Motion fails, 5-1. We're now back to the main motion. The chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. It is debatable, it is amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr.
The
President,
chair recognizes Cody.
this is a wonderful idea, seeing that it would give our chapter more community service hours, and seeing that we need those, why not? Therefore, I encourage everybody to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Travis.
I move to postpone this motion indefinitely.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to postpone this motion indefinitely. It is debatable, it is not amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Travis.
this is a wonderful idea, seeing as we need to talk about other things in this meeting. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Sam.
This is a terrible idea because we need to get this figured out now. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote against this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr.
The
President,
chair recognizes Katie.
this is a wonderful idea because it gives us time to plan out what we need for landscaping, including tools and the things we would want in our landscaping. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Motion fails, 5-1. We are now back to the main motion that the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. It is debatable, it is amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Cody.
this is a wonderful idea, seeing that it would give back to our school and our fairgrounds. Therefore, I encourage everybody to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Jennifer.
I move to divide this question, the first of which, into 2 parts. The first of which being the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds, and the second of which being that the chapter allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds.
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to divide the main motion into 2 parts. The first being the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds, and the second being allocate $400 towards landscaping the school grounds, so as to consider them separately. It is debatable, it is not amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Jennifer.
this is a fantastic idea, seeing that we can figure them out separately. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Travis.
this is an awful idea. These need to stay together because we can have similar ideas on both of these landscaping issues. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote against this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Adrian.
this is a wonderful idea, seeing how we can separate these two ideas into 2 different scheduled days. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll now proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. All opposed?
No.
Motion fails 6-0. We're now back to the main motion that the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. It is debatable, it is amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes the judge.
I call for the president's opinion.
Being the acting chair, I cannot express my opinion on this motion. Mr. Vice President, will you please assume the duties of the chair?
Yes, Mr. President. We are now back to the main motion. We are now back to the main motion that the chapter allocate $500 towards landscaping the county fairgrounds and $400 towards landscaping the school grounds. It is debatable, it is amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Mr. President, or Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognizes Ian.
This is a great idea because we could really use landscaping at the fairgrounds and the school grounds. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
Chair recognizes Katie.
this is a wonderful idea because if we have landscaping done, it will attract new people to come out to the fairgrounds. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Jennifer.
this is a fantastic idea because the fairgrounds and the school grounds both need landscaping done. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Cody.
this is a wonderful idea, seeing that it would attract new members to both the school and to the fairgrounds. Therefore, I encourage everybody to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion?
Mr. President,
The chair recognizes Sam.
this is a great idea because both the fairgrounds and the school need more landscaping and the landscaping improved. Therefore, I encourage everyone to vote for this motion.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Mr. President, can you please reassume the duties of,
15 minutes.
okay. Mr. President, could you please reassume the duties of the chair?
Does the secretary have a record of any further business that should now be transacted?
I have none.
That's the judge.
We do have another item of business to handle. At our January meeting, we voted to sell popcorn at the county fair. I move to amend the motion to sell ice cream.
Second.
I'm sorry, sir, you cannot amend a motion that has not been within this month. Would you like to restate your motion?
No.
Does the secretary have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Mr. President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should now properly come before this meeting? We're about to adjourn this meeting of the Boonville FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned.